welcome back. This is Amber from a Foxgloves Handiwork. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, I have a fun project for us. Today, I am trying out mosaicking. This has been on my mind of something I want to do for a long time coming. The end goal, well, not end goal, but bigger project that I have in mind is I'd love to do a bird bath. But I want to start small, kind of get the hang of it. And the first project I have in mind is to create a border for this clock. So I got this vintage clock at a thrift store. We got it going, got it working, which was super exciting. And my oven, I had kind of a retro oven that the previous owners had put in. It was like new old, like it was just sitting in a warehouse. So like, even though it was from the 60s, like hadn't been used. And I'll be sure to put in a video, but I thought that this clock kind of matched that vibe of the oven, but the backing of this clock face clashes with the wall color, the paint of the wall that I chose. And so I've been hesitant to hang this up just because the colors clash so much. And so recently I thought of like, oh, if I did a border around the clock with some sort of color or something, that would help make the clashing not as obvious, or just help to differentiate that. So I have been thrifting plateware and flatware and ceramic, or pottery, china, which hopefully you saw in my Thursday Goodwill video. If not, there's a link down below. But I've just been like collecting really inexpensive flatware, some that have fun colors, designs, but my goal, or what I was looking for, was that it was already damaged. Perfect. If there's only one of it, like one plate, one saucer, that did, I felt better about taking it. I didn't want to take a whole set because someone else could use that. And also I'm new at this. I'm still kind of experimenting. So those are kind of what I've been looking for. So I'm super excited to give it a try. I've been doing research on how to mosaic, good old YouTube. And you need to put your mosaic onto something. And whether it's like a wood backing, this is good for if it's gonna be inside. Outside, you want something that's more durable, like it's concrete. Even terracotta, but that was, because it's water absorbent, whatever. So, since my clock is gonna be inside, I was envisioning a wood background, and I was like, oh, I'll just go to the Menards, get something. I was at the bins today, as I always do, or as I often do, I should say, and I found this wooden wreath that I thought would be a perfect backing for the clock. I'd gone to the bins hoping to find some more flatware, but I found this and other stuff, of course. So I think, ooh, it fits in there. This is just a tad big. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Today I went to a mosaic store, super cool, and I got these glass mosaic cutters. Based on my research, these seem to be the most versatile. This is the start. This means I'm beginning. Well bond, good for indoor projects, not outdoors. And then she recommended a little bottle, because she was like, even though it looks like you could be able to squeeze it easily, she's like, no. So I took her recommendation and got that as well. So here is what I've been collecting. I got these glass drippings almost at an estate sale, and the person said that someone at the house had done stained glass. And this is kind of what kickstarted me on my mosaicing journey. The other thing that kind of inspired this idea is I had left a potter plant outside, and so through the winter it like froze, and these little pieces, I'll show it close, it's not picking up well, broke into these perfect mosaic sized pieces. I went to a salvage place and they had this fireplace tile that was pretty inexpensive and has that just lovely textured cracking, so picked up some of that. We have bowls. This was 25 cents. This, you probably saw me, I thrifted this recently. You know, it has a crack there, so it's good. I got a whole box of these at a garage sale for $1, which is great. So those are just a few of the items, and I'm gonna give it a go at cracking them and giving them a try. There is a Instagrammer, Brianni. I will link her handle down below, but she makes gorgeous mosaics, and I think watching her reels and videos and whatnot got me also kind of inspired of like, cool, I can do this. But she was the first person that I saw using this tool. So this will be my first time using this glass mosaic cutter. Okay, I wanted to capture my face as I did that, so I'm gonna do it again, but you're gonna see my face. I like, I'll get the hang of it. A little nerve-wracking. I'm glad I have glasses. Probably would recommend glasses. Give it another go here. What's up? Now that I'm starting to kind of get the hang of the cutting, and yes, some pieces are like flying, so still figuring out that technique, but I am envisioning around the clock, where's my clock, is doing some blue, just patterns, something that's not too colorful that it pulls away from the other colors in my kitchen. I feel like I fall right in between like neutral and color. Like I'm not crazy colorful, but I also have colors. It's not just super neutral like some designers have it. So I'm gonna just kind of play around, cut some pieces, put in some video or images of what I've seen like on Pinterest, where someone has taken china, you know, cut it, cracked it, and then rearranged it in a really decorative way. So those are kind of my inspiration for this project. So here I have cut up the blue pieces here. These are like scales, kind of. And then the flower segments from the plate, which is now gone. And seeing if I can do a pattern So using the long skinny, so I'm gonna kind of play around with that. End it here for today. Kind of needing a break, little space from it, which I think is always good. So here's kind of where I'm leaving her. I'm liking this little border. So it's kind of geometric, you know, like squared off. Also, I've developed some blisters already. So time for a break. So this is day 2 of working on this mosaic. I've definitely learned quite a bit from the first process. The first being I got a different circular wooden platform. The kind of wooden wreath that I got from Goodwill just was too large for the clock. And I wanted something a little bit skinnier, so I was able to get that. The other thing that I learned is, or not learned, the other I adjusted. I really liked the inspiration video or pictures that I saw online, and so I decided to go with a square shape to the ceramic or to the flatware, and so I have a small, medium, and large size. Today I have a couple more pieces of blue kind of flatware, so I picked this up. And I have some of these. I'm just gonna use that light blue. So let's get cracking. I have all the little pieces cut. That is another thing I learned that I should have added to my first list, is that cutting the pieces first is crucial, because then you can work with what you have and find pieces that fit well. And so I'm going to begin putting the pieces onto the wood platter. Now I'm going to place them, figure out what works best, like sizing and the shapes, and then I will glue them down. So here you can sort of see the pencil line that I have made. My plan is to cut this off so that you have a circle, The pencil was when I traced the clock. I have my small, my medium, and my large. So I'm gonna start with the smalls and putting them around and probably doing 2 rows of the small. So today is the 3rd day of working on this mosaic, and I've decided to keep the pieces smaller. I originally cut pieces small, medium, and large, and I'm not going to even use those large pieces, and I'm breaking down some of the medium-sized pieces to fit better. So going for more of a kind of square shape than a rectangular shape. I'm at the edge border, and because my circle is like mostly centered, it is taking a little bit more finesse to get the pieces to fit, and which is kind of fun. Got to find the shape that fits there, and then using the clippers to clip them or cut them to fit as well. So it's turning out really beautiful. I'm so pleased with the colors and what it looks like with the clock as well. So keep following along. This excuse me, this Grout Fusion Pro single component grout. It's already pre-mixed, which is nice, and it is a white color, so I think that'll look best. So I'm glad I had these latex gloves, but definitely like dishwashing gloves that I've seen other folks use would be best. I already got a little hole, so but I'm glad I wore these. Ooh, this is messy. So I got all the grout in, kind of massaged it 2 different directions that I've seen online, and now I'm going to try like scraping it. I don't have a sponge, but I have a piece of cardboard. So we're gonna see how it goes. So I have finished wiping down the mortar, or it's not mortar, grout. Definitely learned a lot. I wish I had done a smaller test, just purely to test it out. But I learned some things, so that was good. That's important. So it's not quite ready to go up on the wall, but I just want to show it to you all, show off my hard work. And actually I'm interested in maybe if you have any ideas on how to help me get it connected to electricity. So first is let's show it off. So here's the platter. One thing that happened was it kind of warped. Oh, you can't quite see. Just from the moisture from the grout, it warped it. So luckily it's okay. So it'll go right there. Oh, looks so good. This is the first time I'm actually doing this. So this is my real reaction. So to give you a sense of what it'll look like. Oh, I'm so happy. Ooh, it's heavy. I realized I was talking, but I was talking to the wall. You couldn't hear me. So obviously the backgrounds are not the same, and like that's evident, but having the blue border I think definitely helps create just a little bit of visual. I'm really glad I went with the white. The folks at the Mosaic store I went to recommended black, which totally makes sense because like black kind of makes things smaller, like makes itself smaller, so it makes your color pieces, or like the color tile, bigger, and white does the opposite. White feels very expansive, and so it can make the white seem bigger and like the pieces smaller. However, since like you get a better sense of like neutral, but I still have some color. I recently got this up, and so I am really happy with how my kitchen is coming together. So I have like some color, but still also quite a bit of neutral. So I have an outlet back here. And then there actually is an outlet like behind this like cake display thing that's like right up here. But I don't really want the cord showing, and the cord isn't very long. So I was kind of thinking like maybe there was a way to splice the wires and connect it to, you know, like a lot of clocks have the batteries, right? So just get a clock from Goodwill and take out that part of it. So then it could be battery, because then you wouldn't see any cords coming from it, right? So it'd just be like that, and no visual, you can imagine it, right? Oh, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. And I like, definitely blue is way my thing. So I think I definitely have more kind of blue highlights. And so the blue, I guess, was the right choice. But, so if you have any recommendations on what I should do to power this clock, let me know down in the comments any recommendations on that, and what are things that you've seen mosaic? I was like trying to think. I just would be really curious. Like I've seen obviously like the side of buildings and little hanging, but I feel kind of stumped on like what else I could mosaic. So let me know that also down in the comments. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I'm so proud of myself for completing this project. Part of the reason I created this channel was to help give me the motivation to complete projects to share with people. So thank you so much for following along. If this is your first video, please check out some of my other stuff. I'm into thrifting. I'm into DIY. Doing stuff in my backyard. I couldn't remember what some of my videos were. So I'm just kind of like using the stuff. I'm all about using the stuff that you have, repurposing it, finding a new life, keeping stuff out of landfills, learning how to fix stuff. That's also on my list. And I just am really enjoying sharing this process with you all. So again, thank you. Give this video a like. Check out my other videos if you feel so inclined. Subscribe. And until next time, maybe I'll get this thing hung up. We'll see it up. So thank you.